Not until they saw the girl paint an identical ancient-style painting did everyone finally believe it. The painting in her uncle's hand had been stolen from her, but no one could have imagined how a young girl like her could create such an exquisite work of art. Little did they know that the girl was actually an ancient princess who had traveled through time to the present. She had been educated to be versatile and talented since childhood. A few days earlier, when the girl learned that her great-grandfather's birthday was approaching, she painted a picture, deliberately aged it, and gave it to her adoptive father. She wanted him to present it to the great-grandfather to curry favor with him. At first, the adoptive father didn't believe that the girl could produce a painting that belonged to an ancient princess, but after consulting an expert for authentication, it turned out to be a genuine antique. This entire scene was accidentally witnessed by the uncle's mother. She had also been searching for the painting of that ancient princess, because the girl's uncle had been having an affair with her stepmother. When the great-grandfather found out about this, he drove the uncle out of the house. Because of this, the uncle and his mother wanted to find the ancient painting that the great-grandfather cherished to ingratiate themselves with him, so the mother and son immediately bribed a maid. When the girl's adoptive father came to visit the great-grandfather with the painting, the maid secretly stole it and handed it over to the mother and son. It wasn't until they saw the uncle personally give the painting to the great-grandfather that the girl and her adoptive father realized their painting had been stolen. The adoptive father immediately confronted the maid, demanding an explanation, but the maid insisted that she had never received any painting from him. Only then did the adoptive father realize that they had colluded with each other all along. However, the uncle flatly denied the accusation, knowing that the adoptive father had no evidence. Seeing this, the girl had no choice but to state that she had painted the picture herself, but she was immediately mocked by the uncle and his mother. They sneered, asking how a little girl could paint a famous ancient masterpiece, yet the girl retorted that she could easily paint hundreds more just like it. Upon hearing this, even the great-grandfather couldn't hold back. He scolded the adoptive father for failing to educate his daughter properly, saying that she had learned to brag at such a young age. The adoptive father was at a loss for words, but he firmly believed that the girl was not lying. Moreover, the painting had indeed been given to him by the girl, but the great-grandfather insisted that he recognized the painting as an authentic relic. Even if the girl knew how to paint, it was impossible for her to create an ancient-style painting. With everyone refusing to believe her, the girl decided to paint on the spot to prove herself. Upon hearing this, the uncle immediately mocked her, saying she probably couldn't even hold a writing brush correctly, but the girl ignored him. She picked up the writing brush and began to paint skillfully. Half an hour later, she actually produced an identical painting. Everyone was stunned by the sight. The uncle still tried to quibble, claiming the girl must have cheated, but the great-grandfather had already formed his own judgment. He angrily shouted at the maid, demanding to know the truth. Faced with this, the maid had no choice but to confess. She admitted that the mother and son had bribed her to steal the painting. The great-grandfather was furious. He drove the mother and son out of the house on the spot.